So my name is Joanna Peeling. I'm head of HR at Marine Harvest for our feed business, our farming business and our processing business in Scotland. I am here at the Aquaculture Careers event because Marine Harvest in Scotland is set for quite significant growth over the next couple of years, and we're keen to make sure we are linking in with and identifying the top talent, the people we need to join us to help them learn and develop in the industry, help us be at the forefront of the industry and ultimately be the leaders of the future.
The industry is so young that there's immense scope for growth in both innovation and also taking the industry further forward. I thought I'd reflect on my career, the path I took, and then just try and distill some of the lessons learned or things that were of value to me as we go along, and hopefully you can relate to some of those. Most of you are already quite far through your MSc or your PhD and you perhaps know where you want to go, but hear me out. So, workforce of the future, who's got a crystal ball? It's very difficult to predict. You go back, how many years is it since I graduated? Yeah, several decades, and I wouldn't have been able to forecast where I am and what I'm doing. All I am certain about is that there is change ahead, and that change will be a consistent in the industry that we work in.
Hi, I'm Michelle Elliott and this is my colleague Jack Bloodworth. We both work at the Scottish Environment Protection Agency.
We're looking for graduates with a passion for the environment that can help us deliver our new regulatory strategy, One Planet Prosperity. Aquaculture is one of the initial sectors that we're developing an approach for. We need people with a background in aquaculture to help us develop this sector.
Last year we launched a graduate scheme. It's a placement that lasts for 2 years. It's a really good opportunity to get a feel for the organisation and to learn about what we do, what SEPA do.
You see the world population's growing fast. I mean, it was literally a few years ago that it passed 7 billion and it's racing on up. But the per capita consumption of seafood of all these people is also increasing. 20 kilos per year per head of seafood per person. It's a lot. Capture fisheries can't keep up with this growth, so I think the level of actual production from capture fisheries has stagnated now over about the last 20 years. However, aquaculture is growing enormously and now makes up more than half of all the seafood eaten. Now, you cannot produce animals under such intensity profitably without careful selective breeding.
So I'm Benedicta from SAIC, the Scottish Aquaculture Innovation Centre. We're here today because we're very keen to help raise awareness of all the fantastic career opportunities that are available in our industry. And I guess what we're looking for in a graduate will be not so much the skills and their background, but their attitude. So a genuine passion and interest for aquaculture and for innovation and for, being part of a good team. And then we'd be training people for the skills when the time comes, but certainly the attitude is really what we're looking for. Yeah, so we have a lot of fantastic collaboration going on between ourselves, the industry, and different academic institutions, and that's why we exist, to make those connections and help all our different partners collaborate on innovation projects to help grow the industry. This has been a fantastic day so far, really busy, and lots of good conversations happening. So we're very glad to be here today.
I gotta tell you, in the US, it's not as common for people to have a quick understanding of what seafood ratings or seafood certification are. There's one here in the UK called Marine Conservation Society UK. So that's one that we actually work with. They're one of our partners here. But basically, a ratings organization is looking at least in the case of Seafood Watch, we're looking at what's coming into the US as far as seafood goes. In the US, we import probably 95% of our seafood. So a lot of our seafood is coming in from outside the US, and we are trying to assess the sustainability of that seafood. Ultimately, it comes down to a country level rating based on the species and the production system. So what you get out is this, just want to make sure they had the right one up there. What you get out is, in our case, a color light, stoplight system where you have a green, which is the best choice, yellow, which is a good alternative, but could use some improvements, and then red is considered a void or needs much improvement.
So I'm Arthur Gordon. I'm just finishing my MSc in Sustainable Aquaculture here at Stirling University in 2018. And this is...
I'm Edgar Montalvo. I'm finishing also my MSc in Sustainable Aquaculture in the University of Stirling.
Well, I thought it was very good that we got to speak to some members of people who work high up in the company, and we got to see the background of how they got where they were and what life choices they made, and so we can really see for our career how we should progress and give us good insight on where we potentially can be in the future in a few years' time.
Yeah, I also think that it was a very easy to speak with all the attendance staff. They were very kind, close to you. There were offers that we could get some positions very interesting. I in particular and handed in my CV to a company, and it would be possible to me to have an opportunity to get a job. So it was very, very, very interesting.
I have the pleasure of simply closing out this session and closing out this day, this Careers Day. From the point of view of the Institute of Aquaculture, I hope that all of you have been participating. I hope you agree actually how fantastic this event is in terms of its differentiation from other events which we're having, such as conferences, etc., etc., in terms that it gives a window from the ivory towers out into the real world for those of you involved directly in research and doctorates, etc., and to show the diversity and opportunity there is for innovation within this world of aquaculture. I think this makes this a particularly important and interesting event. Now, following along from that, I think we should all agree that the ASA have done a fantastic job here, and I would like you all to have a round of applause for Atina, Carolina and Liz, who have been driving this forward this year and have done a fantastic job. Okay, and on that note then, I would also like to thank all the stakeholders, sponsors, specifically SEC, for putting in a significant amount of effort into this event. I would like to thank you all for your participation, particularly those of you who have travelled to come to this event, and I would expect and hope that this will grow as the years go forward. And with that, we shall now move to networking. Thank you very much.